All right, Bitcoin Wednesday, back higher again and quicker than we kind of expected. I expected a little bit of consolidation as we broke under the median Gaussian channel here, even on the 4-hour chart. We're under the lower part of the median Bollinger Bands, and we have broken like all moving averages, right? If we remove these Gaussian channel and clear it up a little bit, right? Look how this flipped. And we started holding resistance on the EMA8. That usually signals much longer consolidation, but the bulls are not ready to give up just yet. So we're at risk of even putting in new higher highs here in the next hour and a half. So depending on when you watch this, did we close higher than here? If so, like we're flirting with the top of this green zone. And my thesis for the past several weeks, if not months, has been if and when we start to close above this green zone, new all-time highs are very close and bull market back. So we're at the cusp of doing that, maybe even today or tomorrow. The cross of the EMA8 back over all moving averages, this has been an epic reversal. This is pretty astonishing, even for me. So trying to be as kind of unbiased as possible, that's pretty bullish. Bollinger Bands, mouth opened, diverging from each other. As long as that bottom line is pointing down still, this move is not to be faded. It's when you start, look at the last time, right? We started moving up, right? It was diverging, started closing in. Oh, well, we see that it started going flat. We're not a big move here. As long as that bottom line continues to diverge from the top line, we are going up. All right, so keep that in mind. Keep also in mind the Gaussian channel. We did not close outside of that. Good sign there, right? Bounce and a wick out of the lower part. Pretty great on the 4-hour. So now what we're looking for is to maintain structure. It would be like, let's keep out of the gray zone. You can see it starts around 95. The median Gaussian channel as well. So that would be kind of our line where we start to lose a lot of momentum. Other than that, you'd want to look for holds of the EMA8, right? Hold and a bounce. So if we come down, now we have the top of the Gaussian channel there, which should start curling up here momentarily as long as prices maintain up here. You'd watch for, the ultimate bulls will always hold that EMA8. When you start to break below it, that's when trouble can start to arise right here, right? We closed under the EMA8. Whoops. Closed another one. That's 3 in a row. You lost all your momentum. Consolidation or downwards, right? That's the odds when you start to do that. Otherwise, you're leaning up. Bollinger Band's looking great. Top of the Gaussian channel. Price action on top of all moving averages. You're leaning higher. If you're not leaning bullish here, you're trying to feed your own narrative or someone else's. The bulls are here on the 4-hour, at least for now, right? 4-hour can change in an instant, just like we just saw for the bulls. But as for now, as of recording, bullish all around. All right, let's go to the daily. Again, we're back at it. We closed right at the previous high. So today's could be a big pivot. If we close at a new high, right, we're still in an uptrend here. And look at the angle of attack on the moving averages kind of increasing. All right, we got a little bit of a fake out, right? A slip right there. As we closed down the EMA8, higher odds of consolidation, but again, bulls not ready to give it up just yet. So fine. If you start to close under the 21, that becomes even higher odds than the EMA8, right? So that would be kind of my pivot at this point. If we start to close under that 21, which as of today is 93K, if we close under there, momentum loss, right? If we close above here, momentum gained, right? 99K or higher takes out the previous high where we lost everything, right? That's where we entered our consolidation for the past couple months. We're looking for a close above this high. That's why the top of this green zone is right there. That's not to be taken lightly. The Papa Bowl is here. If we start to close up there, don't forget it, and don't fade it. We will likely be at new all-time highs pretty quickly here. But we're not there yet, right? We're getting a little too far ahead of ourselves. 3-day chart closes in, you guessed it, about 3 days. Good close yesterday on the previous 3-day candle, higher again, even though it's red, right? We closed down. We still the same close as the other one. Now we've opened up, still looks good. We have plenty of time and plenty of room to close higher than this guy right here, 98.3. That's what we're looking for. Top of the Gaussian channel, top of the Bollinger Band. It's going to be tough. So this is also a reason why this should not be taken lightly. It's got some work to do. But if it happens, I wouldn't doubt that the senior bull is here. But look at the lower Bollinger Band, like what we just talked about. Look at that curling up now. We'll see. Now, why is it doing that as prices are going up? It's from yesterday. The last candle showed some hesitation and came down a little bit. Okay? Bollinger Bands don't like that. Bollinger Bands don't like hesitation, especially when the mouth is starting to open. You should just continue momentum up. If you start to hesitate, they don't like that, and they start to close the mouth a little bit. But if we, I say if we close anywhere above 99K, this will open back again. So we'll watch for that. Gaussian channel, we're now above the median line. We're really closer to the top and versus the median. You'd be even leaning bullish down here. The 21 EMA is right there also at 90. That's kind of my pivot on the 3-day chart. We'd lose these lows. We'd be flirting with these highs. We're on our breakout where we confirmed our double bottom right here. And, it'd be really a big trap up here. We don't know yet if this is a trap. If we close above the green line, no longer trap, right? We've taken out the high. Don't fall asleep. If we close up here, no matter who your favorite bear influencer is, they're wrong up here. If they're not saying where their thesis is invalidated, they're just trying to fit their narrative and take you with them. Okay, you always want to look at where your thesis fails, whether bullish or bearish. Where does it fail? That's the most important thing you can do in trading. Where are you wrong? Be wrong quick. That's the difference in success and non-success. How fast can you be wrong? Okay. But we're still in, really, if you're, technically you should be shorting here. So if that's a shock to you, right, you're short of resistance. You never long resistance. You long on the breakout. So if we confirm and close up here, then you long, technically. I know a lot of people don't do that, but all the hedge funds, all the people that do this full time, that's you don't care about anyone's narrative. You're doing what you should be doing, and resistance you short, support you long, everything else you're just gambling. And why do you do that? Because the margin of error, right? Your risk reward is off the charts. It's not that you're betting and you hate Bitcoin and why are you shorting here, right? That's the mistake that traders make, is they get their emotions attached. You shouldn't be shorting here. You should be, and you're longing right up here. Your margin of error is nothing, right? Your risk reward is nothing. You're wrong right here, and then you go back to the other side, right? You don't want to do it down here. You don't want to short here, right? Okay, hopefully it makes sense. What else? 3-day chart. That's pretty good. That's pretty good there. I think we're about wrapped up on that one. Let's check in on the 5-day Gaussian. How about we do that? Price action above. Now we have the EMA 8 above for the first time in a while. About a month, right? That's good. Price action still looks good on the 5-day. Not out of the woods yet. A lot of indecision the past 2 5-day candles. Watch the 21 on every time frame. It's the 21. If your price action is below the 21 EMA, it's hard to gain any kind of momentum. But we're well above that. So higher is the odds here on this one as well. A bounce off the median 5-day Gaussian. Look at that wick. Trampoline effect. Great. The Bollinger Bands are not set up great here. Right, look at that closing. Best case, if you're just looking at this chart, what would we guess? Based on the Bollinger Bands, we would kind of oscillate maybe somewhere in here and then go in a little bit, right? Something like this, where the bands kind of curl up. and then kind of not curl up, right? Then they diverge again from each other. Price action follows. Something like that. Seems like the odds, at least for now. This is not set up for, you know, that kind of move. It's not set up for a 110 move, right? When your top Bollinger Band is pointing straight down, not likely. What I'd like to do is just come up here and hold up here for a couple of weeks, and then we can go. Like maybe towards the end of May. That would be my preference, but nobody asked me. Bitcoin doesn't give a shit what I think. The weekly looks even better as far as Bollinger Bands go. Right, look how far apart they're spread, and they're not. That's not angled down. This looks like we could just kind of slowly trend up and then explode, going maybe towards the end of this month. Especially if we are anywhere north of 100K in May. Price is just May. Explode higher. I have nothing to rhyme with that. Bounce off the 50. Bounce off the 50, just like back here, right? We've looked at this pretty much every video, but I mean, what you're still rhyming with. Big move, bounce off the Gaussian channel at the 50 EMA. Big move up higher, above all moving averages. Maybe we throw back to the 21 or the 8. Maybe we throw back to the 21 or 8. Another big move into range highs. Right? Another big move into range highs. And then explode. If we're rhyming exactly so far, why wouldn't we continue? Again, don't fade this. If we come back down, perfectly fine. If we don't, perfectly fine as well. Maybe we should do a mini version of this where we just kind of go up here and kind of go down just a little bit. Back down to kind of where we were yesterday. Mid to low 90s instead of way the hell down here. We might not go all the way down. Like, this was pretty volatile. Look at those wicks. They went way the hell down to even the EMA 34. Not sure we get that because this was a longer consolidation back then, right? This was much longer. This has been a lot shorter, right? And a little bit different structure here. But so far, you know, bounce off the 50, bounce off the top of the Gaussian channel, bounce off the 50, bounce off the top of the Gaussian channel, immediately teleport above all moving averages, immediate teleport above all moving averages. That's pretty similar. So this is a big zone though. Like this green zone, I should bold highlight this. This should be a little bit thicker than these other zones, even though these are bigger. Like this is, I feel like, more significant just because this is kind of where we lost, right? This is where everything failed. This should be holding. Doesn't have to. Bulls don't seem like they want that to hold. So it'll be interesting to see how we close this week. Anything north of 98.5, watch out. For the bull side, right? Top of that Bollinger Band, just FYI, is 106. And that would definitely put us at new all-time high closes if we could somehow pull that off in the next handful of weeks. All right. Anything else we have? On balance volume, right? We've been talking about this a little bit in the group. We've, confirmed higher high volume, right? We're looking for divergence. OBV is great for divergence. This is not that, right? In fact, this is saying we're going to take this out pretty quickly, right? Higher high here. Still lower high, but wouldn't be surprised if in the next handful of weeks we come up here. All right, based on that. Anything else? I don't know. You tell me. Let's remove some lines, huh? How about the monthly? Let's do a double check on that. Looking pretty good. Good start. After visiting our yellow and red the past 2 months. Maybe that's enough, right? Again, rhyming. Back to back. Test, hold the EMA 8. Big move. Test, hold, EMA 8. Maybe the start of a big move. Maybe we're in this month. Maybe May just gets us back to kind of highs. Right? Kind of highs. And then June, good night. June, good night. Right? Back to, 120, 130. Certainly possible. Look at the setup, right? I'm not shooting you unicorns and fart dust here. Like, this is This is definitely plausible. All right. We'll end on fart dust. That's an actual coin. Unicoin fart dust. You can look it up. I may or may not have some. Okay. Anything else, let me know. And we'll take it a step at a time. Oh, some altcoins looking a little zesty. Word of the day, zesty. Anything else? Oh, I saw a double digit. Oh, it's a pink chart, though. Ignore it. Pink chart, terrible. They're going to have their one day a month. Everything else, I think STX is leading the way today. STX up 8%. Anything better than that for the market cap? For a high market cap, that's pretty good. Higher. All right.